What is good, everybody? Welcome into Pinpointed, everybody. Welcome into Pinpointed, another big episode. The NBA playoffs have started. Huge first round matchups. We have made our predictions, picks, analysis, all the above. I've got two boys here, Des and Cam, that are about to debate with me on who they have going all the way to the finals and who's going to win. So let us start with that. Des, I'll throw it to you.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Your picks on the screen. I haven't seen them yet, so I'm wondering what the heck is going to happen here. So just take me through it. Apparently Swain has very similar picks as well, so I just want to see what the heck is going on here.
Yes, sir. We'll leave the best for last, obviously. We'll head on the West. It's pretty obviously Suns going East Western Conference Finals. Best team in the NBA, best team in the West, and really don't see any other team battling. Maybe in the finals, conference finals, the Warriors maybe put over battle, but Pelicans and Utah, I don't really see anything scary there. You got obviously Golden State, Curry's back playing game one, and you have him with Clay and working back with Draymond. They can still be a scary team. Can't doubt those guys out. They know how to play when it comes playoff time. Going over the east side, we have Miami, another scary team, but I have an upset here. Might be a little different, but I don't know. Harden, he's always weary, and Embiid come playoff time, and the Sixers, they usually fold, and I think Toronto could sneak in. And a big thing people need to remember is Matisse Thybulle, he's only got one COVID shot. So if they go deep into the series, they might miss some games where they can't have him when they're in Toronto. So definitely going to be bad for them. Not sure if there's anything you guys want to talk about there, but
dude, I have what is a champion Boston Celtics?
What you mean? I mean, it could be a little biased.
You went through that entire soliloquy. I mean, bravo, fantastic point of view from you. And you just handedly just avoided the major elephant in the room that the Boston Celtics are going to go all the way to the finals and win.
I don't think it's that crazy. I don't.
Exactly.
Crazy. Maybe we're delusional Celtics fans, but I don't know if you've been paying attention. We've been playing the best basketball the second half of the year out of anybody in the NBA. So, I mean, it's definitely possible.
Swain, you're telling me you have a similar bracket? What is this?
Yeah, I got the same exact bracket, except I got the Sixers beating the Raptors because I think Joel Embiid is going to be pretty unstoppable in that series.
I agree.
That's fair enough.
Good thing to note on the vaccine shot. I actually did not know that about Thybulle, but I still think Embiid,
it's tough.
He's kind of insane. But, yeah, Celtics are going to the chip. Maybe we're delusional, but we're playing the best basketball out of anybody in the league. And if Rob Williams comes back healthy, I see us going, 6-7 games with all these teams and we're winning.
No, it's not delusional, Swain. You're right at all. The back stretch, bro. We've probably played the best basketball I've seen the Celtics play in a while. Just everyone understood their role. The best pickup we got was getting Derek White, adding some depth to that bench, some scoring, and kind of fluidity to give Tatum some minutes off or Brown. And I mean, Tatum said it on his podcast. So everyone doubted us. I'm not going to lie. I'll say it on this podcast. In the beginning, I didn't think Tatum and Brown maybe was working out, but I guess we just had to wait a little bit. And he said it on that podcast with Draymond, I think it was either Draymond or Redick. But I mean, when they're hot together, they just have a connection. So seems like they're not scared of anyone. And yeah, the Bucks. I think the Bucks is probably going to be the toughest matchup in this series. Miami too, probably, but definitely the Bucks coming off of their championship run last year. And Giannis, man. Everyone said it. Once he establishes a shot, he's the best player. He can't do anything. He can drive. He can step back. He can shoot from three. He can dunk. It's like there's nothing the man can do. So if they can get over that hump to the Bucks, why not? Why not the Celtics?
I agree. And on top of that, one last stat here. I think out of 41 away games that we played this year, I believe 19 of them we had a 20-point lead on the road. So that's almost 50%. Half of the games we played on the road, we had a 20-point lead. I think it was about those numbers, but that's a pretty impressive stat. I mean, to be up 20 on the road pretty much every other game is pretty wild. As long as we can hold those leads, I see us going far.
Yeah, they put it on Utah in one of those games. I remember that. They were by like what, 40 or something, like by halftime. It was nuts.
No, I mean, the
Nuts.
Celtics, I ain't a hater for the Celtics. They definitely have a shot. They definitely
Quit lying. Quit lying.
Come
Yes, you
on,
are.
man.
They definitely have a shot. Without it, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if they make it. I just don't think so. I just don't think they'll make it. You know why? And I'll show my bracket in a
You
second.
tell me why.
I'll show you my bracket in a second, but there is no team that has to play a tougher playoff schedule than the Celtics. And let me explain. You've got the Nets. So you're playing probably the second or the first best player in the NBA in KD. If they get through that, fantastic. I have them going through. I have them beating the Nets. That's going to go 7. That's going to go 7 games. Then go to Milwaukee. 7 games there if they want to win. It's definitely going to go 7. You're playing probably the best player in Giannis, right? And Giannis, all he's been doing is going up, trending upwards, making J's, making step back threes now all of a sudden. I mean, this guy is insane now. Okay, 2 straight 7 games. Miami, are you going to tell me that's not going to go 7? That's going to go 7 probably. The Miami Heat play them extremely well, especially last time they played. The Heat beat them a couple weeks ago, and they're extremely difficult to play against because they're just so gritty and so tough as a team together with Bam, Jimmy, and all those guys. And then if you've got them playing the Suns, which I agree, Suns are the best team probably in the NBA, that's going to go 7-2. So you're telling me the Celtics are going to beat 4 straight teams with 2 of the best players and beat the best team in the NBA in 7-game series? Like, that's like,
Well, when you
has
put
that
it
ever
like
been
that,
done before?
I mean,
Has that ever been done before? I don't know.
when you try and make it sound bad, I guess it sounds, a little outlandish, but it's not that
I'm not
crazy.
trying to make it sound bad. That's either what it is.
No, you're just putting it in some sort of way that's trying to make it seem impossible, I mean, last year we didn't have Brown, and we actually put up a decent fight against the Nets. I mean, we obviously got spanked, but if we had Brown, it obviously would have been a lot closer. Rob Will wasn't even good then. He's still trending up. We got Derek White. I mean, Smart is playing probably some of the best basketball he's ever played.
No, they are.
He's passing fantastic. We got Al Horford, playoff Al. Don't forget about him. Grant Williams. I mean, I just think we match up well with everybody, honestly.
I agree.
Yeah. Now, the biggest thing, like you said, is going to be Rob Will. I mean, we saw it last year when he was injured and came. He just wasn't 100%. So if we can get 100% Rob Will, they can be scary. They can go on a run. I mean, like we said, we've seen it in this last end, the stretch. They're playing good team basketball. So
rumors he could go back against the Nets. There's also the concern that Simmons might come back in the Nets series. And
that could hurt them, though. It really
could hurt them, but let me hear your take on this. Simmons plays, let's say he plays 10 to 15 minutes. That's it in the second and third quarter. And let's say they tell him, put all your focus on guarding Tatum for 10 minutes in the second or third quarter. That's going to give Tatum some fits. No, 6'10". Like, even though he hasn't played in a year, I mean, I assume, he's been working out. He can still move his feet quickly. He can pretty much integrate himself back onto the defensive side of the floor. That puts some fits on Tatum in the mid part of the game. I mean, that's just one extra guy you got to worry about, I guess.
Yeah, but
right?
I mean, Ime is a great coach, and I bet he's going to have something mapped up for that situation. And we've seen it. We've already seen it this year. Is the Celtics are kind of going away of their traditional, all right, Tatum, you have the ball, dribble, do what you can do. And if you can't get anything, let's give Brown the shot, dribble. We can't do anything. All right, Smart, you're up next. But instead, you see a lot of high screens with Tatum, especially when Rob Will is in, which was big. I mean, but it's a lot more ball movement what they used to do. So if they just go back and just keep playing the way they were and just stop the ISO ball and play their game, they're going to be fine. I don't think Ben Simmons is going to be anything crazy. Yeah, Ben Simmons is a great player defensively and stuff, but like Swain said, I think it could mess up their team because it's just he's going to have to try to be in the mix and it's going to be different.
Toughest, before I go to my bracket, quickly, toughest series Celtics will play. Who is it?
Bucks.
Yeah, same here, Milwaukee.
Bucks?
Milwaukee is just Giannis.
Yeah, I mean.
There's
no one on our team that probably could stop Giannis.
Well, thank you very much. That plays right into
my
predictions. So here we go. Why don't we pull that up very quickly? I know this is what everyone's been waiting for. drum roll, please. There it is. The coveted bracket of Pinpointed. Al's money bracket. So there's history that Al's been pretty good with brackets in the past. Pinpointed has been actually rated at the top. I wouldn't say the top, but around, a top 5% potentially in brackets created in accuracy.
So I want to double check that source that came out with that.
Yeah. What website was this? Wikipedia?
Well, that's an achievement we're working on for the bio, potentially make an award. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Still a lot of opportunities to come. You know what I mean? So we don't have to go back through any videos of anything either. That's
definitely not the Super Bowl, March Madness, playoff outlook.
Your Masters pick.
Yeah.
The Masters. Okay, but let me go through here. I love the Suns like you guys. I have them as my champ. Best team in the regular season. Got to give them credit for that. They made it last year to the finals. They choked with Monty Williams as a coach with their defensive game plan against Giannis, just putting him one-on-one at Eaton. That'll change. They're going to double Giannis whenever they can. So I think the Suns will beat the Bucks there. I like, and you guys had this too, the Mavs upset that they're going to lose. I think Utah will upset the Mavs here. Luka down for first at least 2 games potentially. There's just no shot with a calf strain he can lead that team with nobody else. Luka's amazing though. I think he could really become a Hall of Famer without a doubt, potentially like a top 10 player in the league. But I like the Jazz here. I also agree with you guys. The Warriors upsetting Grizz. Steph, Clay, if they're both healthy, Draymond, Jordan Poole's been out of his mind this year. I like them making it. And I even like the Warriors kind of making it tough for the Suns. I have that going 7. I don't know if you'd agree with that. I think that'll be a really tough series, even though the Suns are definitely more talented.
I don't.
You think it'll be shorter?
I think if the Warriors are going 7 with them, why can't the Celtics? I mean,
yeah, fair.
Well,
maybe we don't score as many, but we clamp up a lot more, so it kind of equals out. You know what I mean?
I would agree. I just don't have them going there, so we wouldn't.
No, I can't be mad at this bracket at all. I think it's very reasonable. I mean, if Robert Williams doesn't come back healthy and we don't have him, we're probably going to lose to the Bucks. We need him to help guard Giannis. I mean, this is definitely very reasonable.
And then I think we all agree Celtics will beat the Nets, although talk about a scary first round freaking matchup. I'll have them going over them in 7, and then I have them losing in 7 to the Bucks. And the issue just being the elephant in the room, who's going to guard Giannis? Robert Williams ain't guarding Giannis. Tatum, Brown ain't guarding Giannis. You can double team him, but then again, I don't know. Middleton's been hot too. Drew Holiday's been good. They have Brook Lopez, the tallest player out of both teams. Just concerns all the way around. If they make it past the Bucks, they will beat Miami, in my opinion. And I would put them in the finals. Yep. I don't know if you agree there.
I think Miami's a fraud, to be honest. Maybe it's a hot take, but I think they're kind of fraud.
That's the only difference.
It's not. It's just they all have the big name players. Kyle Lowry, Butler, Bam. They picked up PJ, but I just feel like a lot of people thought they were going to gel well, but they didn't really gel well as people thought they would.
Nobody on that team scares me like, oh, they're going to drop 40 today. You know what I mean? Like any of the other teams, like Embiid, KD, Giannis. You know what I mean? Like all those teams, I'm like, damn, someone's going to drop 40 on us today. But against them, it's like, what are we going to have? A couple 20s, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, but besides that, the elephant really in the room is just getting over the Bucks hump. And you guys talk about that's the toughest matchup. And if they do, I could see them going to finals like you guys. Although I don't know if they could beat the Suns. That's a tough matchup as well. I can see that would be an easier matchup for them than the Bucks, in my opinion, like you guys say. But again, 4 straight games, 7+ 7-game series. That's a tough ask. Wait, let me ask this: if the Bucks beat the Celtics, rematch of the finals like I have or no?
Yeah.
Phoenix or Bucks?
That's the only thing I would change is either the Bucks or the Celtics. Everything else to me would be pretty.
Who winning?
If it was the Bucks, I'd probably go Bucks again too. Giannis is just
Bucks repeat.
Let's repeat.
I was right. I was right last year. Giannis showed up exactly like he needed to. He even came up with the biggest defensive play in the entire series, blocking Ayton at the end. He can really do it all. I mean, unless, again, Monty Williams, Coach of the Year. I mean, he might have a different game plan, so that might work. But I don't know.
To
I
all
think
our fans out here, clearly, I mean, this is a clear and obvious observation, but major collusion between these two boys over here. I mean,
No way.
any question goes their way, all of a sudden, oh yeah, Swain's correct, Dez is correct. Double team out, no problem. Oh, Celtics, they'll go all the way. The Bucks, they'll go all the way.
I'll give the Suns, like, they'll probably change stuff. But Giannis is just a freak. He's just going to learn how to figure out how to score. And they had, like you said, they have Middleton. Someone else is going to help them win. Their team is pretty good. They have a good team.
Celtics going away for you boys. I've got the Suns. We will see. First game Sunday tomorrow for the Nets Celtics big series. 3:30.
be there or be square.
I'm a Celtics fan, so again, if they make it to the finals, they win. Oh my Lord, I will gladly come on here and be like, I was wrong. You guys are correct.
No, me and Dez own the podcast if the Celtics win. We're taking over.
We're taking over.
Majority share.
We're taking
the podcast.
We're taking over. You guys can create your posts. You can do whatever. Create a couple live stories, live reels, whatever you need.
Seize up, baby.
We got this thing popping.
Seize. I hope they win. I just don't see it happening. But you heard it here first. We will see what happens. Al's been right before, but also multiple times he's been wrong. So you can't always trust the guys on this side of the floor. But Celtics, biggest elephant in the room here. The boys picking them to go all the way. And we'll see what happens. Thanks for listening, everybody.
I think I'm in love, say it way too often. I can't play these games, think I'm switching up the offense. See me in LA, I be moving cautious.